Deontay Wilder could be retiring once he collects all the belts in all four major sanctioning bodies. This is big. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. We back again on this boxing talk. So Deontay Wilder says that he could be potentially retiring once he collect all these belts. I called it. I told you guys before, Alexander Usyk and Deontay Wilder, they do not have that much time left in the sport of boxing. Deontay Wilder says this sport, he's getting tired of the sport, tired of the media, tired of everybody, for real. And, the quicker he can collect all these belts, the faster he can get out. I don't blame Deontay Wilder for saying that, because boxing is a dirty business. It's continuing to get dirty. The media continues to get dirty. And in your life, you get tired of that, and then you just want to wind down and spend the majority of your life and with your family and enjoying them and doing all the other good stuff. And I'm not surprised that Deontay Wilder said this. I knew that it was time for Deontay Wilder to get out of the sport very, very soon. But Deontay Wilder still has some work left to do before he can clinch his name into the Hall of Fame. In my opinion, even if Deontay Wilder loses to Tyson Fury, he's going into the Hall of Fame. 10 title defenses. I believe he broke Muhammad Ali's record. So it is what it is. But I think Deontay Wilder is going to be successful against Tyson Fury. He's going to knock him out. People got it within 5 to 6 rounds. I got it towards 8 to 9 rounds. Deontay Wilder is, like Alexander Usyk. There's no time to waste. Let's make Undisputed happen. Alexander Usyk, guys, he doesn't have that much time as well. He's 35 years. I believe he's 34 years of age. And Alexander Usyk, once he's successful against Anthony Joshua, he will be fighting the winner of Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. And Alexander Usyk got Deontay Wilder by KO. And that's going to be a very, very interesting fight. A boxer-puncher like Deontay Wilder versus a pure boxer like Alexander Usyk. It's going to be a very interesting fight to see. I'm excited. I'm waiting for that fight to happen. But a countdown to a few more days to see Tyson Fury gets annihilated by Deontay Wilder. I cannot wait. But we could possibly see Deontay Wilder retire maybe in 2022, the latest in 2022, because they're probably the sanction parties are going to do everything to probably try to block Undisputed in the heavyweight division. I can see them mandating the winner between Otto Wallin and Dillian Whyte to fight Deontay Wilder, which Deontay Wilder beats both of them. Otto Wallin is a very good pure boxer, but I just don't think he's going to be able to keep up the same pace against Deontay Wilder, because he's just going to wind up getting caught with something big and go down easy. And same thing for Dillian Whyte. He throws his punches very wide, slow footwork, and he's going to get knocked out, obliterated. Dillian Whyte ain't nobody, in my opinion. But I believe once Deontay Wilder and Alexander Usyk get through with their mandatories, hopefully Alexander Usyk, they don't force Joe Joyce on him. Alexander Usyk need to stand on the square in the 3 major sanctioned bodies of the belts he have and say, look, once I beat Anthony Joshua, I'm fighting for Undisputed. If y'all don't want it, I'll go ahead and vacate that belt, and y'all belt won't be on the brand. I think that would be a smart move for Alexander Usyk if they don't allow him to fight for Undisputed. But the point of the matter is, guys, like I said before, Deontay Wilder does not have that much time left. He's got to go for it now. He has to go all in. He has to go cash his chips all in while he can, because the older you get, your prime is going to slow down. And guys, 35 is the prime of your career. This is the last spark in your career, the last gas go in your career, the last fire that you have in your career. Because once you get to 36, 37, 38, 39, and even 40, your prime is basically over. And Deontay Wilder knows that he does not have much time left. Alexander Usyk knows that he does not have much time left, because like a smart thing Andre Ward says, even though he says some crazy stuff and I still don't rock with him, you can still have all the same fundamentals, but you could be 2 seconds off, 3 seconds off, and it can mess you up in a certain way because you're not going to have certain attributes. And it's amazing that Deontay Wilder still has the athleticism he has at the age of 35. But Deontay Wilder knows that his prime is fading. Even though he's at the best of his career, his prime is fading. And Deontay Wilder says, look, the quicker I collect all these belts, the faster I can get out the sport. And that's a smart thing to do. Get out the sport, get all these belts, do what you have to do, and your name's already in the Hall of Fame. Like I said before in my last few videos, Deontay Wilder has nothing else to prove once he beats Fury or Alexander Usyk. And if Alexander Usyk and Deontay Wilder comes into a draw, if it draws up, I think they might push a rematch. And one of those guys is going to retire. And I can see, even if Deontay Wilder and Alexander Usyk, let's say Wilder loses. Wilder's probably going to retire anyway. Let's say Alexander loses to Deontay Wilder. Alexander Usyk might retire and get out of the sport. One of these guys is going to have to show up and show out, because basically Deontay Wilder is going to be in that slip prime phase. He's going to have all the abilities, all the tools, but he's going to be in that slip prime phase, that 36 mark. He's going to be beyond his prime. We're going to see if Deontay Wilder can still keep it up at the age of 36 going into this Undisputed showdown with Alexander Usyk. If that fight comes to fruition, if Deontay Wilder is successful against Tyson Fury. But Deontay Wilder is 100% right. He has to get all these belts while he can, because Deontay Wilder and Alexander Usyk does not have that much time left. If you want to throw Tyson Fury in there, Tyson Fury does not have that much time left, because there's a whole bunch of heavyweights that's coming up in the division, and it's going to get much harder. I'm not saying Deontay Wilder can handle them, because I believe Deontay Wilder destroys every new single heavyweight, but Deontay Wilder doesn't have to do it, because there would be nothing left for him to prove, because he's already a Hall of Famer. He already established himself as one of the greatest boxers of all time, and that's just my opinion. It is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.